There's a business I run that on most days I barely touch. It finds its own data, cleans it, scores it, ships it to customers, and even writes its own posts. I am the only human in the loop, and most days all I read is a single page. It is not a magic self improving machine. It is a messy, opinionated org chart made of prompts and cron jobs held together by a shared database and a handful of hard won rules. It works. It also breaks in ways that are funny later and expensive in the moment. Here is the whole shape. The system is organized like a company on purpose. When dozens of agents fire on their own schedules, the only thing that keeps it from turning into noise is knowing who is responsible for what and who they answer to. Four kinds of agents, four jobs. Workers do the labor. Managers own a domain and watch their workers. Auditors sit beside the workers with one job, suspicion, and one agent, the CEO, is the only one that talks to me. None of these agents talk to each other directly. They coordinate through one shared database I call the brain. Two tables do almost everything. One holds long-lived knowledge, the rules, the role definitions, how every part works. Every agent's first act is to read its own role out of that table. The second is a single task queue. Work gets filed, claimed, and closed, and the status words are strict because the subtle bugs live right here. There is no central loop, no server waiting for a request. Each agent wakes on a schedule, reads the brain, does one bounded chunk of work, writes the result back, and exits. That is the best decision in the whole design and the source of the strangest failures. Cheap and restartable, but invisible to each other and easy to get almost right. I have had jobs that were marked active and never actually fired because the workers are fallible and the schedules leak. A surprising share of the fleet does nothing but check the rest of the fleet. The one rule I enforce hardest: the agent that produces the work is never the agent that approves it. There are auditors for the data, for the docs drifting out of sync, for whether the schedules even ran. My favorite runs weekly and audits the auditors. A fresh session has no memory, which means the fleet would make the same mistake forever. So, a nightly agent reads the day's logs, distills the recurring failures into a short note per agent, and the next time that agent wakes, it reads its own scar tissue first. It is crude. It is just notes, not new training. It is also the closest thing the system has to learning. On any given week, something is quietly broken. An agent escalating a question it should have answered. A cron firing into the void. Every rule I just walked through is a scar from a specific outage, not a best practice I read somewhere, but it runs. A small business does the work of a team. Most of the cost is tokens, and my surface area is 1 page a day. If you want the full breakdown, the written version goes deeper, and I am publishing the whole series piece by piece.